Prior to getting into the discussion piece on racism in the panel, we have a very distinguished and very special guest. We have the Honorable Monte McNaughton with us. As you know, again, someone else who doesn't really need an introduction, the Minister of Labour, Training and Skills Development, has been a staunch supporter of construction and a very vocal advocate on the topic of racism. And we want to start off with the minister's remarks. So Minister, I'm going to hand over the mic to you.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Giovanni, for that introduction. Good morning, everyone. I want to thank the OGCA for facilitating this conversation today and for inviting me to be a part of this important conversation. I think all of us can agree this obviously isn't an easy subject to talk about, but as leaders, we can't shy away from tough topics. I also want to thank Geoff Smith, my good friend and the president and CEO of EllisDon, and all of his team for sharing the steps that EllisDon has taken and is taking to address racism at your company and in the industry at large. Geoff and a team from EllisDon actually recently shared with the Prevention Council how they are addressing anti-Black racism. The council was very impressed, and so was I, by the initiatives that EllisDon is taking. As the Minister of Labour, Training and Skills Development, my number one priority obviously is to make sure that people go to work every day at a safe work site and come home safely to their families at the end of the day. But my ministry's mandate isn't limited to keeping workers out of harm's way physically. We also recognize the importance of protecting workers' mental health and well-being. Employers are required to take measures on job sites to prevent harassment, which includes racism. Their obligation to create and maintain a safe working environment is enshrined in law, in the Ontario Human Rights Code and the Occupational Health and Safety Act. Employers who don't fulfill this obligation should expect a ministry labor inspector at their door. Most employers, as we know, overwhelmingly take health and safety seriously. We've seen that in the way the construction sector has responded to the pandemic, working with my ministry to stay open safely. And we've seen it in the response to recent racist incidents, a response which includes meetings like this one. So how to improve work sites and make them safer for everyone? By creating and enforcing anti-racism policies, by educating workers and supervisors on their rights and obligations under the law, by having programs in place to prevent workplace violence and workplace harassment, by educating workers about these programs, and by reviewing day-to-day operations to remove any discriminatory practices. It is in everyone's best interests, owners, managers, workers, to create a safe working environment free from harassment and discrimination. But more importantly, it's just the right thing to do. We live in an amazingly rich, diverse province where more than 29% of our population are visible minorities. It is our moral and legal obligation to ensure that people from racialized communities feel safe working in construction. We need them in this section. We need them in this sector. We want them, and it's just imperative for the future. Just last week, the Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters Association reported that 60% of their survey respondents said they have immediate skills in labor shortages. And businesses were among those having the hardest time finding workers right here in Ontario. The bottom line is a welcoming and inclusive workplace is good for business. It's essential to the mental and emotional well-being of workers, and it's a moral imperative. So here are some of the things we're doing to bring more diversity into the construction sector and skilled trades in general, and to address the skills shortage at the same time. This fall, I appointed 3 youth advisors to help better promote the skilled trades as a career choice. These advisors are identifying barriers that prevent underrepresented groups like visible and non-visible minorities, Indigenous people, and youth from racialized communities from considering jobs in the trades. And the marketing campaign my ministry ran online and in movie theaters last year and early this year, highlighting the benefits of a career in the skilled trades, it purposely depicted real-life skilled trades workers from a variety of backgrounds and races in order to show that this industry is inclusive and open to everyone. Racism, including anti-Black racism, has no place in our workplaces or in our society. It will take real hard work on the part of our employers, labor unions, government, and workers to eradicate it. But knowing that there are so many on this call today, I think Giovanni said more than 350 people eager to hear from Geoff Smith and his team and the panel. I know that we're going to move forward together and make everyone safer and more inclusive in the construction sector. So thanks again for having me here, and thank you for all of your work on this issue.
Mr. McNaughton, thank you very much for your commentary as well as your support of the construction industry. Knowing that we have someone like you at the ready is very helpful and puts our mind at ease. And together, I think we can definitely solve this issue. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.